Children are often our greatest teachers, showing us the world through their eyes. But sometimes, what they see and experience is something no child should ever have to experience.
My name is Jessie, and I'm the Prevention and Community Engagement Manager at the Dragonfly Center. Part of my role is providing schools and other community agencies with the knowledge, skills, and resources to recognize, respond, and report experiences of child abuse.
A disclosure is when a child shares something important that they've experienced, often about abuse, neglect, or harm. It's their way of telling someone, "I need help." But disclosures are not always easy for children, and they don't always come out in words.
Disclosures can happen in many ways. Some children may come forward and say exactly what happened to them using their own words. Others may drop hints, act out in unusual ways, or express their feelings through behavior rather than words.
Children don't always disclose immediately after experiencing something traumatic. Sometimes it takes days, weeks, or even years for them to feel safe enough to share. Children disclose at different times. They might speak up during a safe moment, like at home, school, or with a trusted adult. They might talk after seeing something that reminds them of their experience, or when they feel they can trust the person they're speaking to.
How a child discloses is also unique to each child. Some may tell the story, piece by piece, over time. Others may only give small clues, hoping that someone will understand. They might say things like, "I don't like being alone with this person," or "I have a secret that I can't tell." Pay attention to changes in behavior, mood, or actions. They may be an indicator of something deeper.
Children often disclose to someone they trust, someone who makes them feel safe. This could be a parent, a caregiver, a teacher, a friend, a neighbor, or even a coach. It's important to remember that children may not always disclose to the person that you expect, and they don't always use clear words.
Children disclose to someone they believe will support them, will listen without judgment, and most of all, who will believe them.
When a child discloses something difficult, your response matters. Here's how you can provide a supportive response. Stay calm. It can be overwhelming to hear a disclosure, especially from a child. But it's important to stay calm and composed. Your reaction will help the child feel safe. If you do have an emotional reaction, be transparent about it. Tell the child that you're not sad that they told you. You're sad that someone hurt them like this.
Number 2, listen and believe. Show that you're listening to the child by giving your full attention. We understand that there might be many questions and concerns and policies swirling around your head, but let the child know that you believe them and that what they're saying in that moment is important.
Number 3, thank the child for telling you. Reassure the child that speaking up and disclosing to you was the right thing to do, and that you're proud of them for being so brave. Number 4, avoid asking too many questions. It's natural to want to know exactly what happened when a child begins to disclose something troubling. However, it's important to remember that asking too many questions can unintentionally overwhelm the child or make them feel like they're being interrogated. Instead of probing for more details, let the child share their story at their own pace.
Children may already feel scared or confused about their experience. Pressing for more details may cause them to shut down or withdraw. This is especially true if the questions are too specific or lead the child into sharing more than what they're ready to.
Leading or suggestive questions like, did they hurt you? Or, did they touch you here? Can confuse children and may cause them to give inaccurate information. It's important not to put words or suggest answers to their experience.
Instead of asking too many questions, focus on creating a safe and supportive space where the child feels in control of what they share. Keep questions simple, open-ended, and non-judgmental. Phrases like, "Can you tell me more? Would you like to share anything else?" Allow the child to guide the conversation about their experience.
It is also just as important to allow pauses and give the child time to collect their thoughts. Silence can feel uncomfortable, but for the child, it may be the moment they need to process and continue sharing. Don't rush them or push them for more details.
Number 5, explain what will happen next. After a child discloses something difficult, they may feel anxious or confused about what will happen next. It's critical to reassure them by explaining the next steps in a way that's clear, simple, and comforting.
While explaining these next steps, it's important to give the child some sense of control over the situation. Ask them how they're feeling and let them know that they can share as much or as little as they're ready for. Children need to understand why their disclosures can't remain private. Use simple language to explain that telling the right people is about protecting them, not breaking their trust.
Number 6, reporting the disclosure. In Alberta, anyone over the age of 18 is considered a mandatory reporter. That means if they have reasonable grounds to believe that a child is in need of intervention or protection, they are required to report to Child Services or the RCMP.
Sometimes, depending on the disclosure, you may need to involve Child Services or law enforcement. Let the child know that this is a part of keeping them safe and that they are not in trouble for what they told you.
Responding to a child's disclosure with care, empathy, and support is one of the most important ways we can all play a role in protecting them. Children need to know that they are heard, believed, and never alone.